Hi everyone! Welcome to the Free Movement YouTube channel, and here we have today Ren Yi.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, so we have a question that we're going to talk about today, or rather a theme that we're going to talk about today, which is ballet. You know, ballet is such a big genre in the whole world. Like, everyone talks so much about ballet, right? But, you know, what is it? What is it really about ballet that people love so much? To me, I think a lot of people think about point shoes, like going on point and looking very soft and floaty and beautiful. But, you know, behind all of that, you know, I also think that a lot of people have a lot of insecurities about starting to learn ballet. So things like body image, things like I'm not good enough, or, you know, I have two left feet. I can't do turns and things like that. So what do you have to share with us today, Ren Yi? Can anyone start dancing ballet?
I only share my own experience, so own opinion. Yes, everyone can dance ballet. Yeah, of course.
Like, where do you start? How do you start? Like, how do you even try to start choosing where to take ballet, or what kind of ballet to take? Because nowadays there's so many different types of ballet, even in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
So how do you know what to start, where to start? Is there a difference even?
Here's the background. It's so popular in Singapore. It's about different, we say, external examinations coming in, right? And we use the other ones syllabus and to teach. To do the educations. Yeah, because some parents, they want certificate, they want to see the results, so it's very good. Every year you do a certificate, then you know your children, she did this. But I think the most hard is the most the question is from the parents is what did my girl do in her class? I asked her and she danced. Oh, what do you do? Then can you dance to mommy? Can you dance to daddy? Then they cannot. I think the most important is the environment, right? So you have to. She will feel the environment wearing the leotards, tutus, and in the space in the dance studio. Then and with the music, then she can remember everything. Then when she go back to home, then forget everything, right? So this is the most important. Parents doesn't know. What do they do in the class? So that's why.
Right. Okay. So that's more for children learning ballet, right? And I think what Ren Yi was trying to emphasize on is that most of the time, many people think that ballet is very repetitive. Meaning you're just doing the same thing, you know, floor work, tondu, and then like pirouette, and then essentially what do you learn at the end of it? But I think Ren Yi is also trying to explain that there are actually different muscle groups to engage in different forms that we try to go into and think about while doing ballet, and sometimes people don't really understand. But that being said, can adults learn ballet? You know, if adults, right? I do think so too. And if adults want to learn ballet, what should they look out for?
For my opinion, for my teaching certain years and
in NAFA for 10 years.
Not only in NAFA,
not only in NAFA,
in the other place, and with because in NAFA is most work with children.
Right.
So the other experience is built up from the other side.
Right. Okay.
So for adults, I think, for my opinion, for myself also, ballet is a physical arts form compared with the others. The other we call performance arts form for me, and because they are more fancy, they are more looks good on stage. But ballet, you have to do the certain level or a certain like ideal image. Then you on stage, you look good.
Right.
You look good.
Right.
So, but how can we face ballet? How can we learn that? How can we try ourselves? Is challenging your body. You just do a journey with your body. If you improve your own muscle, improve your own body, you changed. You will know that if you do that. So don't think, I compare with someone in my class, she can do a very beautiful, nice point, I cannot, so I cannot do ballet. So you just think, today my point is that way. After 10 days, after my workout, what happened?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You should focus on that.
Okay. So, you know, I think it's more like for example, not going for the perfect turnout. Because once you immediately try to go for your perfect turnout, most of the time you're overcompensating from another part of your body, and that's where it throws your weight off and things like that, right? So yeah, I agree with what you say. You know, we do want to take things slow at a time, especially for adults, because you know we need to understand our bodies a little bit more before really, you know, going full into it and just throwing ourselves off. And most of the time, that mainly results in injuries. Yeah. So, what do you say? You know, when people come for your dance classes, like your ballet classes, what do you usually focus on? Do you focus a lot on the techniques? Do you focus more on like traveling across the floor, doing turns, or you know, doing the jumps, or footwork, or I don't know, what do you start with for your adult classes?
Okay, first, understand your own body. This is the most important, because most of us actually we don't understand.
Yeah.
Because you don't know your limits, you don't know your, how do you say that, you don't know, actually you can do it, but you don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have a possibility. Yeah. And the second is choose an instructor you like it. Yeah, it's very important. And she can share, she care about your safety.
Yes.
And she can share a lot of things, and she understand you, and she know how to push you, how to understand you and give you time and learning on your own pace. And this is very important for adults, I think, because everybody is different and we need to learn things by our own pace.
Yes.
So you don't have to rush. This is the most important, is you don't have to rush. Oh, she can on point, I cannot. Yeah. If your teacher say you are not ready, and please don't try, okay? Don't try even on point, because that's huge of a knowledge about point work and point shoes. So yeah, this is what I want to share.
Yeah, I think that it's really good advice that, you know, first and foremost, to find the right teacher. If it's not here at Free Movement, sure, you know, do your own research, try and look for great teachers that really have the heart to teach you and to find time to correct you individually, not as a huge group, like, oh, everybody turn out, you know, everybody, but more going individually into your body and saying like, hey, you know, you can do this. Can you try to work this a little bit more? So I think instructors are very important. So that's a very good point. And I also think that, you know, dance studios are important, because especially as adults, we do need to make sure that the dance studios really help us in terms of the dance flooring. I think that makes a lot of difference. And I think even the height of the bars, right? That also makes a lot of difference, because I think most people just want to go for the higher, the first bar, the top bar, to put your leg as high as possible. But then, you know, you have to also understand that different studios have different height of the dance bars. So what should you be more comfortable with? And also listen to the instructor as to whether or not, you know, you should start with a lower level first. It doesn't mean that you're not good, you know. It just means that we need to work on the right muscles first for ballet.
It's very important.
Right. And I think ballet is more working on specific muscle groups, right?
Now we're trying to work everything. Before that, yes, because I can say it's all the technique you saw is all support the point work. Support which one day you can on point. Like you have to do point. You cannot do point, you cannot put on point shoes because your line is not there. And you cannot do turnout, then you cannot, I cannot say lock, but you cannot hold yourself on point, because you will try, if you turn in, if your hip joint is not strong enough, the hip joint and the muscle is not strong enough, then it cannot support you on point and balance it. So if you are not straight, you cannot find your balance. So everything is about, they are supporting and they are serving about the, for female dancer, they are doing for the point work.
So it's still important to work on your base first, get that right, and then slowly work your way up to point if you want to go on point. But I think a lot of the adults who wants to start learning ballet is also really more of keeping your posture right,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
keeping fit. And I think it makes a lot of difference. Like the other day when I attended Ren Yi's class, you know, she was like, oh, you know, you've been slouching a lot, you know, like your shoulders, you know, you have a nice stance, but why are you doing this? And I'm like, I'm not doing this. And she was like, yeah, you are. I'm like, oh yeah, I am. So I'm like, okay, open up my shoulders and really, you know, I didn't know that. I was not aware of it, and I think it's a good point for Ren Yi to really point it out and say, hey, are you stressed at work? Why are you hunching it so much? And I'm like,
Most of us is like that.
Right,
Yeah, when
and-
you feel stressed, yeah.
right, and I didn't realize that I was doing this, and I was like, oh, I am. I'm like, okay, now I am more aware of this. And when I start to walk around, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm opening
All
up
I
my
can
shoulders.
say, if you start to doing this, the awareness.
Right.
You start to do this, then you will
Form awareness, right?
Will become happy.
Right. Become happy.
Happier.
Because you're more aware of your body and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, I think I really appreciate that. I think it makes a lot of difference because I think a
thank
lot
you.
of
Thank you
a
so
lot of people out there, they really want to start learning ballet, or it could be any forms of dance really. But the question is, can I do it, or can I start even when I am at a certain age or have no background at all? And I think both of our consensus is yes, you definitely can. And everyone can dance. It doesn't mean that you have to be a professional dancer to learn ballet. Definitely not. You know, ballet has so many of its benefits to it as well. One of the reasons why we wanted to start classes at Free Movement in our studio is because I think a lot of people are a bit fearful about starting dance or starting a different genre of dance if it's not what you've been used to. So, for example, you know, for Ren Yi's ballet class, we really say, you know, we're starting from ground zero. Like, we're going to assume that anyone who comes for class really has zero knowledge about ballet, and we really build it up from there. Because honestly, even if you take ballet from different places, you learn different things, right? With different instructors, you learn different things. So we really want to get through the basics and go down to find out what you can do and where you can improve and move on, and things that you're struggling with, we talk about it and we really work on that to strengthen you as a dancer. So I think it's important because, you know, not only for ballet, but we do have all the other classes which are introductory classes as well. Like Rennie is also teaching flamenco, and flamenco is so
Spanish
fun.
dance and flamenco,
Spanish dance and flamenco, and I think it's also something that's really interesting. So we've got ballet, we've got Spanish dance and flamenco, and then we have got street jazz, and we have locking, and we also have Chinese dance. And
It's very cool,
and the reason why we have such a mix is because we really want to make sure that whoever who wants to try and start dancing can try out different genres of dance, but at the same time be sure that all these instructors that we have in our studio are awesome instructors that have the heart and the love to teach. Like Rennie is someone who's very willing to share. So for example, she has another program called Talk with Ren Yi, you know, learning more about whether or not dance should be a career for yourself or for your child even, or even for your friends. You know, is dance really something that we can pursue? So that's another video that we have, so you can click somewhere down below, we'll put it down there, and find out a little bit more about it. But if you want to get, you know, a little bit more personal with Ren Yi, you can definitely reach out to her and talk to her as well. So thank you so much for being here today again.
Thank you so much also.
Of course, to share so much with us. And I think it's nice that Ren Yi is here to really share with us, because not many people would be willing to share, you know, all of their experiences. And we are also very thankful that you are spending time here to listen to Ren Yi today as well.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
So if you'd like to find out more about Ren Yi's classes at Free Movement Studio, do click on the link down below. Or if you'd like to know about the other types of dance classes that we have, also click on the link below, and then you'll start to see the different classes we have to offer after the lockdown. Alright, so if you haven't already done it, please like and subscribe down below here too. And you'll hear more interviews and more information about dance that's useful for you, your dance life, or even for your friends and your children. So keep dancing everyone, and we'll get through this period. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Okay. Oh, come here.